A crash victim's phone kept dialing, but no one was on the line. It's in the evening of September 12th, 2008, Los Angeles. End of the working day. The heat of the afternoon is fading, but the air still holds that dry California warmth. Commuters fill the trains, some heading home to family, some scrolling through phones, some half asleep after a long day. Routine, familiar, expected. Metrolink train 111 is travelling north through Chatsworth. On board, passengers returning home. At the same time, a Union Pacific freight train is moving along the same track. What should have been a controlled, timed passage becomes something else. The trains collide, head on, at speed. Metal compresses instantly. Carriages buckle, windows shatter. The sound carries across the surrounding hills. Inside, passengers are thrown forward. Seats tear loose. Luggage becomes impact. Everything changes in seconds. Emergency calls begin almost immediately. First responders arrive to a scene of destruction. Twisted steel, overturned carriages, dust and debris still hanging in the air. Some passengers moving, some calling out, others silent. Rescuers move through unstable wreckage, climbing, cutting, listening for voices, trying to reach those still trapped. Among the passengers, Charles Peck, a 49-year-old man, a father, recently engaged to a woman named Andrea Katz. This journey was part of a new beginning. He had been travelling to Los Angeles to explore job opportunities and prepare for a future with her. Plans being made, a life shifting forward. As news of the crash spreads, phones begin to ring. Families hear reports. They call again and again, hoping someone answers, hoping for anything. Andrea is among them, waiting, calling, listening. Then her phone rings. It's Charles. She answers immediately, but there's no voice, no sound, just an open line. Silence. The call ends. She calls back, straight to voicemail. Moments later, the phone rings again. Charles. This time, the same. Silence. No response. At the same time, his brother receives a call, then his stepmother, then his son. Each one answers. Each one hears nothing. No background noise, no movement, no voice trying to break through. Just silence. They try to call him back, over and over, but the phone does not connect, always voicemail, and then it calls again. At the crash site, rescue efforts continue. Time passes. The search moves deeper into the wreckage. Sections are unstable, difficult to access. Some areas require careful cutting, slow progress. The calls continue during this time, intermittent, unpredictable, but always the same pattern, outgoing only, to the people closest to him. And always, silence. Eventually, rescuers reached Charles Peck. He had not survived the impact. Medical assessment later indicated he had died at the scene. And yet, according to the timing described by those who received the calls, some of those calls occurred after that point. After his body was recovered, the calls stopped completely. The crash itself was later investigated. The cause identified as human error, a missed signal by the Metrolink engineer, who had reportedly been distracted by texting. A tragedy with a defined explanation, but the phone calls were never fully resolved within that explanation. Some have suggested technical causes, that damage to the phone, combined with network retry systems, could have triggered repeated outgoing calls, especially if certain buttons had been activated or circuits disrupted during the crash. But no clear, confirmed explanation has been established that fully accounts for the pattern described, the timing, the repetition, the specific recipients. For the family, the experience wasn't technical, it was immediate, emotional, real. A phone ringing in the middle of uncertainty, in the middle of waiting, in the space between hope and confirmation, because those calls didn't come once, they came again and again, at a time when he hadn't yet been found, at a time when they were still searching, as if something was trying to reach out without being able to speak, as though his awareness had separated from the physical moment, reaching outward through the only connection left, as though something unseen was carrying a signal, a final attempt to connect without words. And whether it was a damaged device, a coincidence of systems, or something we don't yet fully understand, the question remains: why did the phone keep calling while he was still missing, and stop the moment he was found?